Well, it's hump day. And you know what we're doing today? Do you know? I'm so angry right now. I'm just going to tell you, this is going to be a banger. We're finishing Berserk. Happy hump day. I hope your week is going much better than mine, because I just finished Berserk and we got to talk about it. Oh, I'm so mad. Bushido Blues, my friend. Why'd you do that to me? Why? We got a lot to talk about here, so we're going to hop right into it. This video was running way behind because I was so frustrated after watching it. I'm not going to show you. We've been talking about this. This is episode 19 through 25. Episode 19 is called Separation, and Guts is leaving the group. He's out. I'm done. And he gets challenged by Griffith. And guess what, friends? He beats Griffith. They've been together now 3 years, and Griffith has treated him and told him, I own you, because he beat him in battle. Griffith beat Guts in battle and when they first met. And he's been with them for 3 years now, and now he beats Griffith handily because he's just gotten so strong. So he leaves. And that's one episode, right? There's a lot more to it. Griffith goes and does something with the princess, and shall we say there's nudity and sex scene in this episode. This is not a kid show, friends. This is an adult show. It just happens to be animated. All right, it's not a cartoon. It's manga or whatever the kids call it, right? But this is definitely not for children. And afterwards, Griffith gets taken hostage and charged with treason. But now Guts has left. He doesn't know this. He's gone. That's how the episode ends. And just a quick note from our friends over at Blackout Coffee Company. Make sure you head over and give them a try. Links in the description. So in episode 20, which is called Sparks, I'm not sure why it's called Sparks. It just is. So we catch back up with Guts. It's a year down the road. He's been gone from the gang for a year, and he's been living with this old man, makes swords, blacksmith, and that guy's granddaughter, a little girl, like a child. He's been living there evidently for this year. He's been practicing, working on his skills with the sword, and the blacksmith is also helping. Every time he works with the sword, and once he finds something he doesn't like, the blacksmith fixes it. It's a weird situation. I don't know. They don't explain how they met. They just, ta-da, here he is, living with these people, right? So it's a little odd. Like, you could have put another episode in there, theoretically. I don't know, but it was missing something. Anyway, at the end of the episode, you see this guy comes to the blacksmith saying, hey, we need a bunch of weapons because we're going after these mercenaries. They're wanted. And Guts is like, what mercenaries? And he says, hey, they used to be called this. And it turns out it's his old crew. So he takes off and shows up right in the nick of time to help the Hawks battle some bad people, right? So episode 21 is called Confession. Again, there's another sex scene in this. I don't know what to tell you here. This went from being like mildly erotic to there's lots of banging going on, right? But it's Guts helps the Hawks drive off the mercenaries. Casca blames Guts for Griffith's problems. Griffith has been a prisoner and being tortured for a year in the dungeon. 3/4 of the Hawks have left. They just bounced as soon as Griffith got taken. So there's so much going on. Episode 22, Infiltration. They rescue Griffith. Casca and Guts go into the dungeon under the Tower of Rebirth to rescue Griffith. Meanwhile, the members of the Hawk are met at camp by monsters led by a green fairy. Again, just suddenly these monsters appear and take out most of the Hawks. Like it was just, it didn't, there was no work up to it. It just, boom, it happens, right? And up till this point, we haven't seen, other than the very beginning, when Guts in the future, Guts deals with a demon or whatever it is, we haven't seen any of that going on. So it's just kind of suddenly smack in the face when you see these demons. Again, it was weird to me. It just seemed off. Like I was in this story. Look, I'm cool with weird. I don't mind a little adult theme stuff. Like if the story's good, I'm here for it. And I was down, like I was following the story. And then starting with this episode, it gets real weird to the point that I'm like, okay, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Just show me how Guts gets to where he's at in the first episode. That's what I want to know. That's what I'm here for. I'm holding on for 20 plus episodes, just wanting to see how it circles back and Guts gets to the present, because this is all in the past. Anywho, episode 23. For when they rescue Griffith, he's jacked up. Like he can't walk. He's skin and bones. He's nothing like the Griffith he was before. He can't do anything. He has to be carried out of here. He's got damage to all of his body. He's just torn up. He's not Griffith that we knew the whole rest of this season. Back at the camp, everyone is forlorn because of Griffith's terrible condition. The Raiders ask Guts to take them along. They're like, hey, Guts, if you're leaving again, we all want to go with you. Because they're fully aware that their leader, Griffith, he's bedridden and just really jacked up. Meanwhile, Guts and Casca have admitted they're in love with each other. They've done the deed, and he's like, you can go with me. There's nothing tying us here anymore. The Hawks are basically done. There's just very few left, and there's no real leader except for Casca, and she doesn't really, I mean, she's a strong leader, but it's just all falling apart. But so Casca finally tells him, says, hey, look, I can't go with you. I have to take care of Griffith. I owe him that much. So that, this is when the crazy starts, right? All right, we're at episode 24, and this is where it all falls apart for me, okay? There's some more nudity in the next two episodes, the last two episodes. There's lots of nudity, lots of weirdness, and like really weird, like a bit too much for my palate, but whatever. Suddenly, because Griffith has always wore this thing, this demonic like necklace thing, right? It's a face, but it's all askew, right? Anyway, that whatever happens here, I don't understand. I can't even explain it to you. But we get to a point where 4 archdemons show up, and they're like, we're the 4 archdemons of the God Hand. And you, Griffith, because you've been wearing that since you were a child, we picked you to be our 5th and final member. And all you gotta do is all your friends here get to die. That's the sacrifice. And we'll transform you into your final form, a demon, or whatever. All right? An archdemon. I don't know. So what's Griffith do? What's he do? Oh, that's right. He says, no problem. I'm down. And so he becomes reformed, rebirthed, if you will, while all his friends die. With the exception of Casca and Guts, who is fighting for all he's worth. He does not have his sword because of how they got here. So he's got a dagger. I mean, he's just doing everything he can to survive. Casca gets stripped and abused, adult abused, or almost, by a demon. It just went off the rail. Because it's about this time, when this episode ends, I realize there's 23 minutes left. And we're in the midst of this really heavy thing where you find out everybody dies, mostly. We're never going to get back to Guts at the beginning of the show. And I start getting angry. I don't mind to watch a show when there's an end in sight. Circle back. Give me the rest of the story. I do mind when, for whatever reason, a show ends with a bunch of untied strings. Anyway, episode 25, Time of Eternity is the title. The apostles assume their true forms and commence the feasting of all his friends, as I said. Griffith is reborn as the fifth Godhand Femto, I guess. I don't know. I didn't hear a name, but anywho. And he starts abusing Casca in front of Guts, who's being held by a bunch of monstrosities. I mean, Guts is bleeding from numerous wounds. His arm he's cut his own arm off to get away from one of them, but he's being held down. He has no weapon. There's nothing he can do, as Griffith stares at him in a very grotesque fashion from a few feet away and has his way with Casca, who's not conscious. And that's how it ends. Oh, my. Holy crap. I'm so mad. Now, if I've spoiled this for you, good. Now, I am fully aware that years later, I guess somebody tried to pick this show back up after these events. I know there were some movies, but I can't afford all that, and I can't trust that I'm going to get the story that I want. I need it to back up a couple episodes and swing back around and pick up our friend Guts at the beginning of this journey, because that character is awesome. Casca, awesome. Griffith, piece of crap. But the rest of the people in the Hawks, the main little group, they were all awesome and great characters, and they did not deserve to go out the way they did. Now, I get it. I've never read the actual story. I love the art. I love the story idea for the most part. I'm not down with not getting the rest of the story. Like an ending, a proper ending. So there you have it, my friends. I don't know what else to say. I'm frustrated, and I feel like I watched 25 episodes to have the electric go out, and now I can't watch the rest. Is it great? For the most part, yeah. 23 episodes of this, I'm down. I'm right there with it. I love the storyline. The last 2 episodes, that's craziness that I'm not sure it was necessary. I got to talk to Bushido Blues to find out the rest of the story. All right, my friends. Thanks for the new subscribers that we have and old subscribers alike. We love you all. We'll be back on Friday. We are actually talking about the General's daughter. Back at it then. From Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big, fat, frustrated nerd. We'll see you then.